Hey everyone, KitaSean here, so welcome back to another episode of Worth the Roll for Fate Grand Order. In this video, we'll be discussing the new 4-star Lancer Don Quixote and Sancho. We'll be talking about their stats, skills, noble phantasm, best party members, CEs, command codes, and if they are worth the roll or not. Let's go ahead and start off with their stats. Their max attack is 8,643, HP is 12,622, and that is without the foes. Star absorption is 93, generation is 11.8%, MP charge on attack is 0.71%, and on defense it's 4%. Their command card deck consists of 2 quicks, 1 arts, and 2 busters. The quick cards do 5 hits, arts do 3, Buster does 2, and the extra does 5 hits. Don Quixote is a quick type servant that has a lot of skills that allow him to gain critical stars, so they'll be able to produce a lot of critical damage, and because of the quick cards being 5 hits, the MP generation is 0.71%, so they'll be able to refund their MP very well. Also, if you get crits on the single arts cards, then you'll even get a lot more. He also has those 2 buster cards, which of course will produce a lot of crit damage because Buster, crit, Oonga Boonga. Now let's get into the skills. First skill is the Great Adventure of the Traveling Knight EX. This skill allows him to increase both quick and buster cards for 3 turns from 10 to 20% and grants himself guts for 1 time 3 turns. The buff is really good, allows him to do more damage with both buster and quick cards, and yes, this will help with the MP gain on the quick cards. Like many, I do believe having a survivability effect and attack up effect isn't ideal, but it works well with this skill because the guts actually last for multiple turns, so in a way you aren't really wasting it. His second skill is Opening the Door Fantasy EX. This skill increases his own attack for 3 turns from 10 to 20%, charges MP every turn for 3 turns 5 to 10%, and gains critical stars every turn for 3 turns 5 to 10 stars. This skill in my opinion is my favorite of his. A very strong solid skill, helps gain stars for the crit damage, increase attack damage, but the MP gain every turn is key because this is supposed to tie in with his third skill. His third skill is Clothing the Current of Reality E. This skill can only be used when his MP gauge is at 30% or higher. There is a 500% chance to reduce his MP gauge to 0%, but in exchange he gives the party MP gauge from 20 to 30% and gains 10 to 20 critical stars. So like I said earlier, you can use the second skill's MP charge effect to work well with the third skill because they need at least 30% to activate it. In my opinion, has good utility, gives the party 30% MP, and again, the critical stars. Main is DPS, but you can also use them as a support when needed. Overall skills are very solid. Passive skills consist of Magic Resistance E, increase own debuff resistance by 10%, Riding E, increase own quick performance by 2%, and Traveling Attendant B, increase own instant kill resistance by 200%. Append skills increase own extra damage, MP at the start of battle, and the third skill is increase own attack against rider enemies. Their Noble Phantasm is a single target quick MP that deals 150% extra damage against giant enemies, 500% chance to deal 1000 damage to himself, which is a little annoying, and increases the party's attack by 20% for 3 turns. Overcharge effect increases the party's critical damage for 3 turns. I'll be honest, the MP doesn't really produce the most amazing damage unless they are going up against giant enemies, but in the main story and events there are always going to be giant enemy bosses, so yes, you can actually use them as boss killers. The best servants to add into the party is none other than servants that can give quick buffs, and of course the first name that comes up is Scotty. No brainer. You can also use Don Quixote's MP charge skill to give Scotty some more MP so that she can use her MP to protect. Miss Crane is also nice as well because you can use her order change to bring out some other supports to help Don Quixote do some damage like Merlin or Koyanskaya of Light so that you can increase his buster card damage. But the best CEs I think are K-Scope, Black Grail, the staples, but of course you can increase quick and buster damage if you want. So yeah, there are a bunch of those and they're all really good, and maybe some added bonuses like increase MP damage or gain critical stars or do critical damage. For command codes, the staples that allow him to do more critical damage but also codes that allow him to do more MP damage would be nice. I personally don't think Don Quixote as a servant is anything special, but he is a great single target quick lancer that could do the job to fight against boss enemies, like giant enemies. I believe the reason his skills aren't so high statted is because Don Quixote in actual lore was portrayed as like a goofball. So yeah, I'm not mad about that, honestly. But overall, I do think Don Quixote is a servant that is an okay servant to roll for. Like, you don't really need him if you already have a really good single target lancer or a single target DPS in general. But of course, he is in the same gacha as Moriarty Ruler, so you might end up rolling into him. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on Don Quixote. I actually like him as a character, so I'm actually really sad that I didn't get him when I was rolling for Moriarty Ruler. But yeah, Don Quixote is a solid servant. He's not the servant that you want to throw your Saint Quartz at, especially at this time, because, well, of course, you know, the anniversary is coming soon. Of course, we're going to get a bunch of Saint Quartz during the anniversary, but at the same time, you know, Moriarty Ruler is up, so you might as well just roll for Don Quixote if Moriarty is up, you know, because Moriarty is actually really good, but that's your choice. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.